questions, one body. Three questions, one mind. Three questions, one body. One body, divide. Will I recall the failing so severe? The failings of my soul, they're slipping through my hand. I'm doomed to repeat this hell in my sleep. I'll lie to myself, unmade.
go. Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, so that was a clip from the upcoming update. So today we're going to do something pretty fun. Last year I had written a short story that Brian illustrated that is a sort of alternate perspective on Y2K, following characters who are not necessarily the focus of 1.0. It was a big factor in recreating the Golden Alpaca scene. So this was written at around the same time that we came up with the new Golden Alpaca angle. And Chris Niosi, the voice of Alex himself, is joining us. And he's going to perform the story for us. Now, the story was written as a concept album / short story, but we also have a book. It's a hardcover book. It's available on our website. Please buy it to support the development of IV, which is a free update. Now, after the story, we're going to provide an update on what's going on with the development process. And we're going to do a Q&A session with Chris. And we're going to do that in the YIIKcord. So anyone who's a member of the YIIKcord can come on and ask a question. And so now I want to invite Chris Niosi to unmute himself and to join to talk.
Hello! Chris Niosi's not here right now. It's me, Panda, the interdimensional being of your dreams.
Panda, what are you doing here?
Oh no, we booked the wrong guest.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not nearly as cuddly as Panda. Hi everybody. Hi everyone watching. Andrew and Brian, thank you guys for inviting me to be part of this. This is very awesome.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's really cool to have you here. I've been wanting
it's been
to
a crazy 8 years since we recorded now already. My God.
Don't tell me that. I don't want to know.
I know.
My
We're
life
all
is
old.
slipping through my hands. Yeah. That's crazy. 8 years. Don't ever say that number again. And definitely don't tell me next year that it's 9. That's a nightmare. Wow. But this is exciting. Yeah, so Chris is going to read Deviation Perspective 1, Wrong Soul Requiem for us. And then afterwards, we're going to do the update, let you know where we are with everything. And then we're going to do a Q&A. And we're also going to show off another clip at the end. So stick around. You ready to go?
I am indeed.
Okay.
All right. KX Home Video presents Y2K Deviation Perspective 1 Wrong Soul Requiem. Written by Andrew Allenson and illustrated by Brian Allenson. Memory loss. Game over. 1.2. Early 1999. Kisage X had met his end. Blow after blow, he waits for his life to flash before his eyes, only it never does. His storied career, failures, and successes are nowhere to be found. Somewhere far away, inexplicably connected, Fella Wild gives up. She lets go of her place in reality. In another plane altogether, an act of voyeurism destroys a teenage boy's mind. ONISM. Demon Auction Opening Bid. Side A. Please enter item to bid. ONISM. Demon Auction is available online for 90 minutes each night. In exchange for a nude self-portrait, a social security number, and the contents of their primary checking account, users are given the chance to bid for anything their hearts desire. Heaven and earth will be cut, spliced, diced, or moved to fulfill the wishes of the winner. The auction is hosted by 16-bit king and queen characters. Bidders are represented as jesters. The auction begins with a prompt for each user to describe their desire in 90 characters or less. The royal favorite is chosen for the lot. There are 11 bidders this evening. Wrong Soul Requiem I, Introit, 1973, Cape Juno, Japan. The composer receives the screenplay to Electric City, Golgotha, Crucifusion with care. It is a treasure. The composer considers it a great honor to hold the script in his hands. Kisage X's written work is as much a work of art as the film will ultimately be. Exterior, Electric City, Golgotha, night. Built atop a series of lightning rods reaching up to the dark and ominous sky is the center of evil itself, the Angel Stock Exchange. Giant stone slabs are lit up in bright colors like ancient advertising. The choir begins to sing. Requiem Aeternam. The wrong boy will be killed. Arcangelo Alpaca descends into the training floor. His body emits rays of light. Despite his alarming appearance, he is somehow unnoticed by the brokers. He begins to walk the trading floor. The camera begins to back away from the alpaca, turning to look at various points of interest on the set. Pencil-neck business entities and soul-bagged interns menacingly make eye contact with the camera as it passes them by. They have a disdain for the audience. Dona es domine. The audience will hate it. The alpaca has made it to the center of the trading floor. Et luce perpetua lusut es. The audience already hates it. The Walla Foley fades out to draw attention to the music. The moment should feel surreal and punctuate how out of place the following shot feels. A young woman is meditating, floating in a ray of light. She doesn't belong. The Golden Alpaca draws his blade. Crucificat in pace. Amen. The wrong boy will suffer. The business entities suddenly become aware of the alpaca's presence and turn towards him and the mysterious girl. Text on screen. What was suddenly hidden is now obvious for all to see. Wrong Soul Requiem II, INRI Lament. Kisage X was difficult, a true visionary, but a challenging man. The composer wanted to follow his instructions as closely as possible and execute his carefully crafted vision. His demands were never unreasonable, but he often highlighted details that wouldn't seem important to other directors. The art department will carve the lyrics in stone. Think Moses, the Ten Commandments, but Las Vegas advertising. I will cut the film so that the camera passes by the lyrics as the choir sings them. Kisage read the words out loud in time. Kyrie eleison. I left my body behind. The composer notices the rhythm. The lyrics are about the leading lady. She is the chance traveler. Despite her angelic appearance, she has come to exist in the reality of the film, not by providence, but by chance. Christe eleison. I'm going further than I should be. In a future film, she will be the love interest, but for now, she is a villain of sorts. He lights a cigarette and offers one to the composer, who refuses. Kyrie eleison, I have sold my stock in Angel. This lyric is so that the audience will register the importance of angels in the film. Angel stock, of course, makes a return. Kisage X was known for his shared universe throughout all his films. The composer had scored 12 of Kisage X's 13 previous films. The composer nods and asks very politely, did the words come first, or the rhythm? Kisage X makes an indiscernible face that causes the composer some distress. Kyrie eleison, I have sold my stock in Angel. He reads the previous set of lyrics again and continues his exposition. Angel stock is a euphoric experience. It happens when a business entity brokers a very important deal. It is the ultimate high, an evil high, in fact. The composer nods. He feels like he's supposed to ask questions, but there's only one on his mind. The rhythm. Which came first? The words or the rhythm? Kisage isn't pleased by the question. He puts out his half-smoked cigarette and lights up another, once again offering the composer the open pack of cigarettes. He takes a drag and says, Why are you asking? First, second, third, what is the importance of the order in which I receive my ideas? The composer feels shame. Just, this rhythm is something that has interested me for some time. I find it serendipitous that you already have words for me. Kisage X shrugs his shoulders. I don't know. My creative process is non-linear. I can't tell you which came first. The composer feels bad now. My apologies. The angel stocks. They come from your previous film, Illicit Presence, correct? This was the only film by Kisage X that the composer did not contribute to. Kisage X smiles. This question he likes. When a human accomplishes something great, they are greeted by an entity. This entity brings euphoria and a profound truth about the universe. It happens only when someone has done something truly significant. He looks serious now. These sorts of accomplishments are rare. The euphoria that comes with meeting the entities is something all the powerful people are seeking. As time passes, they become more rare as truly original accomplishments dry up. So the powerful seek an analog to this grace. He stands up and begins to pace. Now we are getting to the crux of the film. Angel stocks are the ultimate high. It's a supernatural drug that only occurs when a legendary business deal has been brokered. You ascend into heaven on a chariot of naked angels, all engaging in a cosmic orgy. You then meet God and broker a deal with him, which results in the ultimate high. When you begin to come down, you become the angel's honored guest. The composer is surprised by this. And which came first, the idea about the entity or the idea about the drugs? Kisage slams his script on the table and storms out of the room. Wrong Soul Requiem III, an edit as decreed by the King and Queen, 2021. No longer existing within a film, but within a disordered mind, a Golden Alpaca arrives at the space between spaces. His vision for the future was an ordered existence. Souls where they belong, no stray parallels, no more crucifusions. That which was twisted is entangled. Somewhere far away, probably, the musician Vela is preparing to show her new collection of songs. She has no vision for the future, just a vision for herself. Long ago, in some other less dramatic reality. They're burying the wrong person, god damn it! That monster doesn't have a soul! Kisage shouts. Everyone looks pleased. There's clapping. Kisage X is sharing the full screenplay with his creative team. He has just reached the climax of the film when he grows distracted. Something unusual is happening at the back of the room. One of the experts hired to consult on the film is crying. This is unexpected. Tears of absolute joy. Silent fits of hallelujah. Is the man okay? What was that motion he kept repeating with his hands? He realizes his dramatic pause has become inappropriate and he forces himself to continue. 20 minutes later, things have wrapped up. He is bowing to his staff. The film's coda was understood by the creative team. They were truly enthusiastic about his vision. Today has been a good day. It's just Kisage X and Dr. Yuzu, the film's science advisor now. The soundstage workspace is dark. He wonders if he had a comment, perhaps a critique. I'm truly moved by your story. Kisage X beams. Tell me, the title. Was it written first? Kisage considers the question. I had a vision of a soul failing to reach the afterlife. The body interred, but the soul unable to reach heaven. Nature gets the corpse, but God is cheated. The soul is then overcome by an evil ecstasy. It then becomes twisted by this act of deceiving God. The doctor doesn't react. Kisage makes to leave, having grown uncomfortable by the lacking response to his vision. His tears were meaningless if he couldn't see the hidden meaning. Tell me, Kisage-san, why so many funerals during the opening sequence? Digital soul vessels. None of them were truly being mourned. The souls remained on Earth. But did you have this idea before or after you conceive of the title? Kisage lights a cigarette. Only another 5,000 packs before they get him. The title is the idea. The whole movie is mourning the death of the wrong character. The whole thing is a framing device, don't you understand? The doctor smiles. He seems offended. I am not simple. I just wish to understand the title, the whole thing. He searches for words and settles on profound. Wrong Soul Requiem for MFAR. Sanctus for Golgotha VHS 1972. Somewhere, a boy shows Vela Wild a VHS of Music from Another Reality, Electric City Strikers. Subbed, not dubbed. It's a film where an alpaca angel demon demigod thing tries to set a broken reality straight, only to lose. It's violent, corny, poorly written, and totally awesome. It's a weird choice for a first date, but he wants to impress with a cool film. There's also a director's cut. If you like it as much as I think you will, I can put that on next. It's a totally different vibe. They're 40 minutes into the film. She doesn't reply, but her face also doesn't do anything unpleasant. He takes this as an invitation to further explain the film. Kisage X was the king of B-movies. He did most of his work in the 60s and 70s, each increasingly more absurd and bizarre. Vela smiles, but doesn't say anything. The boy takes this as a sign to let the movie do the talking. The subtitles read, "This is disgusting." The line is delivered dramatically in Japanese by a man in a painfully silly anthropomorphic alpaca costume. The actor is easily 7 feet tall. The 4 teenagers staring opposite of him look comically small by comparison. The alpaca brandishes a blade. His wings are raised by fishing line with a long... He viciously slays a Japanese boy in a blonde wig. Blood covers the camera. The tense music becomes a whisper. So, the kid he just killed is actually a character from a movie by a different director. The other movie had, let's just say it had some problems, but Kisage X was a fan of his work, so he agreed to lend them his Golden Alpaca character to try and fulfill an obvious plot hole. So this is like 10 levels of lore deep, but this scene is actually what Kisage X calls a Deviation Perspective. The woman's phone rings. Her face lights up. Oh, sorry, it's probably my producer. Can you go outside? Oh, I mean, we're just getting to the good part. I'm sorry, we can rewind it. I'll only be a minute. The boy puts his shoes, coat, and scarf and went out into the cold. When he put his hand on the doorknob, he felt a joy in his stomach that told him they were really connecting. His ears may have deceived him, but it seemed the woman's voice had said, "Hey baby, how's your day?" The joy in his stomach pitch bends a minor seventh. A few minutes pass, maybe a year, maybe a whole life. He was going to leave now. He gave one last glance at her through the window. They make eye contact and she looks apologetic. He was being stupid hanging around. He should just excuse himself. He really doesn't want to leave without his VHS, so he waits another 15 or 20 minutes before Bella opens the door. Sorry, yeah, that was my producer. The boy didn't know how to reply. Should he come out and ask? He waits too long, and his social deficiencies start to become obvious. She saves him. Anyway, Alpaca's director's cuts, what were you saying? Oh, yeah, so the kid who just got killed is from another movie by a different filmmaker. Kisage X wanted to use characters that fans of the genre may recognize to really sell his pan-dimensional travel concept. She nods. What's the movie called? He doesn't remember the name. That movie sucks anyway. She would hate it. So, Kisage X picks these 4 random characters who barely had any importance and makes them the main characters. This is where it gets funny. So Kisage X actually remakes scenes from each movie that the borrowed characters come from. He called it a Deviation Perspective. Basically, it's the same scenario, but told from the perspective of a supporting character rather than the hero. That's why this scene is so jarring and random. It's told from the perspective of the chance traveler character. They're back on the couch. They've rewatched the entire scene now. They're now at the part where the alpaca is stabbed in the back by a friend he agreed to do work for. The king and queen villains are laughing maniacally somewhere off screen. Vela looks alarmed, tense. He's gonna win, right? I mean, he's the hero. He can't lose. The boy considers his response. He didn't yet know her spoiler tolerance. He chose to ignore her for now and continue with some further trivia. Wrong Soul Requiem I, MFAR Soul Play. Battle with the Golden Hero, 1998. Kisage X was getting nervous. Maybe he took on more than he could chew, but he had a contract, and this was the only way the film would get made. The movie was already over budget. What would today do to his insurance cost? He pores over his notes. Digital soul vessels, original sin, a plastic baby, a series of tube connecting minds. It was crap. The imagery would certainly be striking, but would this satisfy his patrons? Would a contractual fulfillment be enough to save him? There's knocking on the door. It's the police. They want him to turn over the dailies. I'm sorry, I can't give them to you. I do not have them. The police do not believe him. Should he tell them about the mysterious man and woman, the nightly visits? They'd certify him. Lo-fi hip-hop. Beats to dread, too. The end of the world, too. Vela's father never was a fan of the pop stuff, especially not anything you could call, psychedelic. I paid good money for you to learn how to play La Campanella. That's real music. I don't know why you're squandering my money and your talent. You should just do an album of the classics, just you and the piano. What do you need? Drums, guitar, whatever that shaking bit is. If the record offended him so, she couldn't imagine what he'd think of her new boyfriend. Well, he liked old stuff, so maybe he'd like him. He wasn't much younger than Franz Liszt. ONISM. I'd give an arm or a leg. Side B. Tonight's lot, a date with a woman from another reality. A famous one at that. Depending on where you live, she's either known for vanishing on an escalator or for a minor role in a Kisage X film or whatever windmill you prefer. This part is subjective to each bidder. Singer, journalist, actress, doesn't matter. Each desire twisted for personal taste. SPFam99 gets the first bid, as it's their desire up for auction. They offer their mother's life savings. June Zero Peter responds with what appears to be plans for a nuclear submarine. SPFam99 offers the screams of a mother who just lost their child. Dara outbids them by way of their dad's cancer that's in remission. Slain808 interjects with his collection of NES and Super NES games. They are complete and unopened. SPFam99 offers his left arm, but this is rejected by the auctioneers. A few minutes pass, and it seems Slain808 will win. Dara returns with his brother's mental health, but fails to produce the proper waiver showing she owns such an item. June Zero Peter takes the lead with Lee Harvey's Oswald rifle and naming rights for his first child. In the 89th minute, YIIKMAS wins the auction, offering up the souls of SPFam99, June Zero Peter, and Slain808. He provides the waivers and is declared the winner. YIIKMAS accepts the item and passes it to his son as a birthday gift. MFAR, Electric City Golgotha, Crucifusion, opening credits, 1998. Kisage X paces. He thought this was over with. Now, all these years later, it's getting re-released. He's no longer alone. A woman is there with a package. He thanks his assistant and delicately removes the wrapper on the proof. Kisage X examines the VHS. It was 1974 when he first shot the movie. How would returning to it now in 1998 feel? A great deal of memories are tied to this film. The demand for a VHS release was unexpected, but a welcome request. The cover's fine. It's what he expected, not having any creative control. The artist was good, and they understood the vision. He turns over the box and reads, Electric City Golgotha, Crucifusion, a film synopsis. The year is 38XX PPC. The 30 pieces of bloodless silver have gone stolen. With these Tempest metals, any evil deed, no matter how transcendental, can be brokered. Golden Alpaca, interdimensional demigod, savior of shattered space, must travel through dangerous dimensions and diabolical hellscapes of terror and awe to stop the thieves before it's too late. In the far reaches of reality lies his destination, Electric City Golgotha, a seedy underbelly of angel stocks and digital soul vessels. At the center of this debauchery is the Council of Dimension Bizarre Esquire. The motive and identity of the Silver Thieves is known only to the Shadow Firm. By Holy Judgment's blade, he will track down the king and queen seeking to make the dastardly purchase no matter the risk. Armed with the all-seeing eyes of God and gleaming fur, the Golden Warrior will travel to the ends of time and space to prevent a corporate merger from hell. His English was more than conversational these days, so he picks up on the nuance of the translation. Corny, but somewhat brave. They use the original MFAR title of the film. He smiles genuinely. 25 years and they finally recognize the MFAR series. It was a start. This is the second promise to be fulfilled. MFAR, Digital Soul Vessel, Assembly Line, 1973. Kisage X paces. They wouldn't let him use the name he wanted. The studio's involvement was unacceptable. Naming rights. This is disgusting. His daughter looks worried. What now, father? Kisage X exhales harshly and takes a deep breath. Wrong, Soul Requiem. That's the name of the picture. He shakes his head sternly. They want to call it Electric City. What a bad name. She studies her father. Why is this so important? The name was fine. They already gave him his 6'5" foreign actor and a custom 500,000 yen alpaca special effects suit. His films hadn't done well since the 60s. She worries he was pushing his luck. He was going to lose another deal, but he was right. He always was. I am the studio head. Tell me why I'm wrong. Kisage X smiles at his daughter. Kisage X was lying to himself and to his daughter. He didn't care about his name. He cared about what happened on set today, what he was keeping secret. During the second day of shooting, something disturbing happened. Actress Furutani Asuka disappeared. Happened on film, too. John Keebler, the American actor hired to wear the alpaca suit, lowers Furutani Asuka into a cardboard Iron Maiden. She's screaming in terror, a decent actress. SoulTraveler, Chiba Saburo calls from off-camera. I sentence you to soul death! You will reside in this reality! He holds a dramatic pause, and the camera dollies forward for a close-up of Furutani. No more! John Keebler slams the prop Iron Maiden shut and mimes a huge laugh while Chiba Saburo laughs off-camera. Cut! Kisage X shouts. Kisage X walks into frame and starts to pace. I want you to stick to the choreography. Long, lean movements. This is meant to be operatic, not horrific. The audience should never fear you. Kisage X walks to the Iron Maiden, blocking it from the view of the camera. He addresses the art department. I want that raised up. Keebler-san is very strong, but at this angle, it looks like he's struggling to lower her. She has to seem weightless to him. I want the motion to be like dancers. Are you ballerinas or not? Grace, poise, where is our leading lady? John Keebler points to the Iron Maiden. Everyone reset the scene. We're going again! There is a gasp from somewhere behind Kisage X. He turns to face the Iron Maiden. There's confusion for a few moments, and then everyone starts to understand what happened. Despite the Iron Maiden remaining closed, Furutani Asuka is no longer in the studio. She's no longer anywhere. 1973 Film Ideas, Kisage X, MFAR Revival Project. This is disgusting! It wasn't what he expected. It didn't seem at all possible. And yet, here it was happening right before his own eyes. His understanding of life is being tested by this revelation. It wounded all reason. A digital soul vessel was real. They had actually created it. Upon death, the soul evacuates the flesh vessel and it returns to creation. And yet, here it was, her soul, the chance traveler. How had they done it? Was this truly an original sin? It didn't seem possible. How could someone attack the very fundamentals? And then it gets worse, more twisted. A series of original sins all leading to this one realization. They weren't just capturing the soul and placing it in a plastic body. They were replacing the soul with something twisted, a digital soul replica. The body is interred. The earth gets hers, but God is deceived. No soul, a demon, a digital one at that. But to what end? Surely something more fundamental, but must prevent the tricking of God. What were the king and queen? MFAR, Original Sinners, 1988. I've chosen Original Sinners as the album title. Do you think they'll go for it? Vela asked the handsome older man. He smiles. That would make a 9.5-minute quasi-instrumental of the title track. He likes this sort of thing. He's an advocate for experimentation. What does Original Sinners mean? Is this biblical? She shakes her head. The truth was, she had been playing a dangerous game. Vela had discovered the existence of her own soul and the mental latch that connects it to her body. When she was locked into the groove, she could see the hinges. It was in that space she wrote her best work. Lately, she had been toying with breaking off the hinges and letting go just a little bit. She'd hold on with one or two fingers, but she'd let the rest go. That thought alone was enough to give her wings. The abyss that lay behind the mind/soul connections didn't tempt her, but her experimentation led her to understand that abyss was the source of creativity. The producer wants to understand the title, so he asks again. She gives in. It's sin. That's creative. A unique act of evil. Original sin. The producer recites another lyric. Entities beyond pivot. Vela feels like a stupid little feels a little stupid hearing her own words right back to her. They were meant to be set to the music. The music gives them context and removes some of the camp. Those are the entities that greet you if you commit an original sin, Vela explains. The producer laughs. And who are these entities? Vela shrugs. The king and queen decree and edit. The producer quoted the refrain. Perhaps it can be them. Maybe they'll name their own song. The producer stands up and walks to the grand piano. Which came first, the original sin concept or the entities who greet you? Vela didn't like this question very much, and she wasn't about to write a song about the king and queen. The other her warned against them and their promises. MFAR, Prophetic Rambling. Brushes and sacred blood? A little kitsch, isn't it? She hated explaining songs, but he was from the label. If Prophetic Rambling was going to be the single, she'd have to be insistent. She'd have to fight for it. Dylan called this The era of psychedelic lyrics was decades ago. It's about my first day of elementary school, specifically my art class. On my way to school, I called my late great aunt Cyril, and she said something beautiful would happen in class. She said it with such confidence, I just accepted it. The exec looks amused but perplexed. But the blood? Brushes? Paper? All that's cute and catchy, but why put all that other nonsense in there? Vela smiles. She knew he'd press for more. My aunt said today was a special day, that me or one of my classmates would write the apocalypse and the sun would pick the best one to make reality. I told my class this, and we all worked together to create beautiful images, a happy end of the world, something worth looking forward to. She pauses and considers how to go on. With less confidence, she continues. When class was over, all of us had done pretty poor, but pretty peaceful paintings. But one kid could really paint, and he created a picture I'll never forget. He called it Sacred Blood. I can't describe it as I'm bad at abstract paintings, but I knew the sun would pick his portrait for the end time scenario. This song is me predicting it 100 years out. He smiles. Now that I can market. MFAR, Cape Juno. Seaside village, home of Kisage X. The mysterious man and woman returned again and again. Whatever their reasons for visiting, they were polluting his view. Then, the night was his time with the ocean. The king and queen's presence only ruined their romance. Did they want another actress to disappear? He'd already offered up one leading lady to their perverse cause. The studio was talking about shutting down the shoot until they found her. He knew they never would. Wherever she went, there would be no return. An illicit presence. Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I called the studio and they said you hadn't been in. I really just wish I knew where you were. I'm starting to get a little worried. She lets the tape machine run a little longer than would be cool. I just want you to know I think I can see the future now. I know what the Millenium will sound like. Just call me. A YIIKMAS Carol. A YIIKMAS Carol. It was Vela's first Christmas Eve in the city and her first away from home. It had been 2 weeks since she started to see William. They were keeping the night casual, hot chocolate meeting after work. They met on an unusual internet forum, strange place for loners and people obsessed with the occult. They weren't serious, but he was someone nice to talk to. So, you're doing a concept album then? Her date asked, a bit surprised. Yeah, it's called Deviation Perspective. He nods gravely. Okay, so, what's the concept? The look on his face didn't scream excitement. Vela doesn't really want to say, but he's going to make her say, so she just comes out and says it. The first song is the soul. Everything that comes after is that soul in a few different astral situations, other planes of existence. He smiles. Oh, so like the same event as before, but a different perspective on it. Like Golgotha VHS. Her response is a frown. You know, the movie we watched on our first date. Vela made her "what are you talking about" face. He had to be pulling her leg. They had never been on a movie date before. What are you even talking about now? Golgotha VHS? She trails off. It sounds familiar, but she definitely never watched a movie with William before. Huh. William looks puzzled now. Must have been your soul, but on another plane of existence. Vela beams at him brightly. You know, it's funny you say that. That's how I pitched it to my producer. The first song is the perfect first date with your soulmate. Every song that comes after, it's a perspective deviation where it's that same first date, but in different realities, across the astral plane. William laughs. How about that then? He was trying to hide his letdown. She didn't remember seeing the movie with him. It was obvious that date wouldn't inspire any songs. MFAR Star Dream, Millennium Vision, Redux, by DJ AMA. 1998. The young woman finishes her set and waits for her fate. What feels like a decade passes. Finally, after some other stuff, he concludes. It's not that I don't think you're good. You are. I just don't care what you have to say. It's not a matter of eloquence. The way you said it was fine. It's the substance where you lose me, says her producer. Fella doesn't know what to say. Is it worth replying? A few moments pass and the producer doesn't break his stare. What's wrong with what I want to say? He smiles. He had been waiting for her to ask. It's very 90s. I'm looking forward to the future now. Try and see the world through my eyes with Millennium Vision! Battle in enemy territory. She couldn't recall the last 2 digits of her late great Aunt Cyril's social security number. Was it 99 or 01? Either way, she needed advice and she needed it fast. What they promised was massive. She guesses 99 and waits for the connection to be made. The usual deep voice greets her and she verifies her relation to the deceased. The crow connects them and she waits. Something is off. The usual Gregorian space jazz hold music was replaced by... What was this? It was unusual. She recognizes musical fragments from other songs she thought she knew. She couldn't place them, just their familiarity. She tries to dance to the music, trying to keep her mind off what she saw. How could he be so twisted? Tangled up with her like that. She was so young. They were being so public. Vela had thought herself to be young. A catch for him, really. But there he was, just like that. Out for everyone to see.
There was no answer. What could Aunt Cyril be doing? The dead don't usually keep you waiting. She had wings. She'd go see for herself if their promise was true.
MFAR, Sammy's theme. Mistaken Identities remix. The king and queen didn't understand. Were those extra eyes as they appeared? Was that how he could see the paralleled one? INRI detection sense. He'd be visible as one of the alpaca's kind, but their protagonist... It didn't matter. They had the final say on this reality's edit. Gallant golden heroes be damned. This isn't the story they wanted to see. He had no connection to anyone worth manipulating, so he had to go. If he became aware of their changes, their repetitions... No! I couldn't consider it. It was unhealthy to entertain such outcomes. The boy would live, the alpaca would die, and the audience would only one day say this is how the scene always went. They'll convince themselves shortly, and reality will be tamed. MFAR. SoulMates. SoulTraveler. Kisage X rolls to his side and coughs up blood. This was always going to happen. The king and queen's promise could not save him from this. The alpaca is standing over him now. The large figure no longer has the gleaming golden fur he had requested from the art department. It's matted and old now, covered in his blood, and the blood of the chance traveler. You didn't have to tell them angel stocks were real, lectures Archangelo with great authority. The alpaca's voice is different. It doesn't have the charm of the original casting. A cheap imitation, Kisage X says, spitting out his blood. The alpaca's sword and remaining wings are raised. Kisage X spits and says, "This is disgusting!" The alpaca doesn't reply. The whole thing. Angel stocks, soul vessels, uterosmark, on camera, off camera, I don't care! At the end of the day, I was never going to put it on film. The alpaca backhands Kisage X. I won't commit an original sin. The fundamentals, that's all man was meant to know. He's hit again. I filmed the plastic vessel. I put it in the movie. Did I ever truly agree to anything else? His nose breaks from the next strike. He's fading now. Almost dead. Deceiving you? The camera pulls in Kisage X, his acting better than his writing. He delivers a killer line. Was better than tricking God! I'll take my death in hell, not in angel stocks! He spits blood onto the alpaca's face. Boom. Boom. A string gun. And a gun. The camera holds on the alpaca, startling and iconic. Animatronics move his eyes. There's a flash of lightning. ONISM, William's birthday song. A VHS can't be turned over. Although I've tried many times, hoping an alternative ending lay on the flip side, real life doesn't usually have a side B, and films are reality. I blew it with the girl. Such an idiot. Come to think of it, there had to be a place out there somewhere where I could go and look for her, where I find her and we hold each other, and I'm really cool, like Arcangelo. She was always too cool for me, too pretty, too smart, but where had she disappeared to? It wasn't just me who was looking for her, everyone was. The whole internet, in fact. The security footage was bizarre. She enters her place of employment wearing a reflective one-piece, heads straight for the studio storage room, and takes the master recordings of her upcoming album. Come to think of it, record company is furious. But where it really gets weird is how she just disappears. She gets into an escalator, and off she goes, out of frame. She should have appeared on another camera, but she never did. I eject the VHS and look at the miler. I touch it. I put it close to my face. Come to think of it, I flip it over and I put it back into the VHS player, but not before giving it a lick with my tongue. No one knows how she did it. It's actually becoming a pretty famous story now. And what's worse is no one believed that I dated her. We never got any pictures together. What had her name been? I just keep calling her Escalator Girl. But I certainly knew her name. Hadn't it? I blew it with the girl. I'm such an idiot. Well, I guess I'll always have Electric City Golgotha. She does look remarkably like the girl in the film. She's beautiful. Come to think of it, they could have been twins. Come to think of it, maybe Kisage X could tell me who the actress is. Maybe he'd know how I could meet him. Come to think of it,
I wonder what his email is.
come to think of it. Dad could probably buy Kisage X for me. Is anyone there?
Thank you, Chris.
No.
That was great.
I don't know if that was too much of a liberty at the end.
No, that was great. No, that was awesome.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
So good.
Ooh.
Yeah, you did an awesome job.
Fantastic performance.
It was so cool hearing it read that way.
I hope everyone enjoyed.
It was awesome. Yeah, really, really good.
Ooh.
Okay.
I feel like I just came back from about 15 different dimensions, which I'm sure was probably part of the point.
Yeah, I mean it's it's a very fractured prose style. Oh, we're in color now. How cool. Okay. losing my glasses.
I'm excited to finally play through the game in full from front to back once this new version comes out, which I'm very excited about. I know we're going to talk about that again soon.
Yeah, we should do another stream and have you actually play some of it. I think that'd be really cool.
Absolutely. I'd love to. It's been so long since the PAXs and GDCs and stuff that we did.
Yeah, it's such a fond memory for me, like recording the game and when we did PlayStation Experience and you were at the booth with us. That was so cool.
Yeah.
That was
seriously.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah,
Yeah,
you did an awesome job. Thanks a lot for doing that.
It was so much. I know we'll probably get into this more, but it was such a great experience recording it because we got to have all the actors together, which is such a rare thing for games to ever happen. That's very, very uncommon for video game recording. And I remember just getting so sucked into the story more and more with like the full week that I was there in Jersey, and I came by and Brittany and all the cast and everybody, and then seeing it evolved and then when it finally came out and everything, and it's been so long that now because I remember obviously a lot of the big beats of the story, but it's been so long since I experienced them that when I play it, I feel like I'll be reliving it as a whole separate Chris from my many different alternate dimensions as well.
For sure. Yeah, I think you'll probably get a fresher perspective on it, having been removed from it for a few years. I hope that maybe in like 2 years when I play it, I'll be able to actually see it, because I'm so close to it now that it's very hard to kind of tell.
I know, right? Yeah, it's so hard to like separate yourself from your own art sometimes. I totally get that.
Yeah, like thankfully I have not reread the story since I wrote it, so I think I heard it freshly having you read it, so that was at least cool. Yeah, I want to remind everyone we do have the physical copy of the book. It's flipped because the camera's mirrored, but it has this hardcover. It has all the illustrations printed in it, and buying this supports the development of the update, which is free. So now we're going to do a little update on the status of development real quick, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to do our Q&A and show some cool stuff. Okay, so the development update. YIIK I.V. is content complete. Only localization, voice acting, and a final round of QA remain. We have worked hard to make the game's ending more satisfying without changing the narrative. There will be many surprises for new and existing players, with over 10 hours of new content, 3.5 hours of animated cutscenes, most of which are new cutscenes, not remade cutscenes, just full-on new story content. New selections, the new sections are interspersed throughout the game. So it's not just New Game Plus is the new story content, it's throughout the whole experience. We plan on releasing the game early next year. We had hoped to get it done this year, but the logistics of the voice acting and localization made that impossible. But the content is complete. It is very close to being done. So we will release in Q1 of next year. And, maybe the voice acting process goes really fast and really smooth and it comes out very early on next year. But once those elements are in the game, we'll be able to announce a release date. We don't want to just throw something out there and then have it not stick, but it's coming very soon. Okay, so hopefully everyone is able to live with that and they don't kill us. So I want to talk real quick before we take a break about some other things that we have on the horizon. So we have, if you could focus the camera for this, we have a Rory keychain that you can buy. It's on our website. You can put it on your keys, you can throw it across the room, you can kiss it, you can do whatever you want with it if you buy it. That's available now, and here's something that is not available yet, but will be early next year. So we have the Alex plush. I'm going to put it a little closer to the camera, if you can focus it.
It's him.
Yeah,
He's
here-
real.
Here he is. Yeah, so this is we're gonna also release this early next year. We have a thing up on our website where you can sign up for notifications for when it comes out. We're making 100 of them, so it's going to be a limited thing. Oh no, everyone's asking me to kiss it in the. I feel like that's a bad idea. I don't think I'm going to do that. Should I do it? No, I'm not going
No,
to.
you're not gonna do
But
it.
let's not get you banned off Twitch.
Yeah, I can't.
They ban
No.
people for less.
Yeah, so those are coming, and we just got this today. It's been in production for a while, so now we approved. This is the proof of concept, and we approved it, and now they're making 100 of them. And as soon as they arrive at our house,
Yeah, we'll kiss each one of them.
we'll kiss each one of them off camera, and then you can do whatever you want with it when you buy it. Okay, so we're gonna show one more clip, and then we'll go into a break, and then after the break, we're gonna do our Q&A. So Chris, you can mute yourself. We're gonna mute ourselves too, and the clip will run, and then there'll be a commercial, and then we'll come back after the commercial.
See y'all in just a few. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
What's going on, boyos? It's your boy, YIIKCord, back at it again with some sick advertising. Wait, you really want me to read the same script again? How about we don't? Remember Roba? Well, if you don't, they're the hottest place to pick up new YIIK fans. You can climb the unholy mountain with this sick shirt design. And of course, you can get these two shirts designed by Roasting. There's the interdimensional girl shirt and the nameless child shirt. And I'm excited to announce a brand new collaboration with another amazing artist, Rocket gives us this awesome good brother, bad brother shirt. Are you a good brother like Alex, who spends his time searching for missing people? Or are you a bad brother like Rory, who lies to his friends and makes them explore dangerous souvenirs? I'm not alone in saying this, but this shirt is pretty awesome, and all of these other shirts are too, and they're all available at Roba. More shirts! Are you not a video game character or a cartoon protagonist who wears the same shirt throughout the entire series? Well, then you need more shirts, right? I've got these two shirts available at the YIIKBreed merch store. A Velo Wild Tour shirt, and this shirt, which makes an appearance in Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. Also, while you're here, these pens are available. It's still not enough clothes? You need to yick out your entire wardrobe? And you need the perfect shirt for your Alex cosplay? Well, you're in luck, because at the Axe Shop, they've got a couple of your favorite in-game shirts. Like Alex's Ordinary Colors shirt, and Claudio's Maho Shoujo Haru no Shimai shirt. And while you're there, you can pick up this bag that you can do what Alex never could, getting the groceries. Or maybe your wall is looking a little barren, and you're a little too embarrassed to hang back up those anime wall scrolls for shows you don't actually care about anymore. Well, you could solve this issue by buying some Y2K posters. You can even use these prints to cover up that hole in your wall that you punched when you found out your sister ate the last Dino Nuggies. They've even got prints based off the 1.25 short story, Deviation Perspective. If you still don't know what that is after 2 of these advertisements already, it's something that you get when you buy the 1.25 OST on Bandcamp. It's a nice short PDF that has a fun story about Kisage X, William, and Velo Wild. And while you're there on Bandcamp, you can check out preview tracks for IV.
We met in a dream, assume forgotten sleep.
And if that's not enough music, you can get the Y2K soundtrack vinyl, available at Black Screen Records. It's sold out everywhere else, so you better act now. There's a limited quantity on these presses. So this could be the last chance to get Y2K soundtrack on vinyl. But if you want another chance at getting these songs on vinyl, or maybe even some of the great new songs we've seen with IV, we need you to let YIIK Records know that this is something that you want. Because if they don't know you're gonna buy it, then how will they know to make it? And if anybody gets mad at you for doing this, you can just tell them Hellcry sent you. I'm willing to take the heat for this because I already own all 4 variations, and I'll keep buying more.
We're unmuted. Okay, we're back.
Awesome.
Okay, so I need to get a graphic real quick. And then we're going to, in the YIIKcord, we're going to do a Q&A with Chris Neosi, and we're going to, anyone who's in there can come in and talk, and we're going to have some sort of a conversation thing. Wow, it was really cool having him read that.
Yeah, it was like experiencing it for the first time.
Yeah, it was really cool. Okay, so now it's like Chris is with us. But
Oh, yeah.
Chris is going to be very short.
Check that out.
Yeah, miniature. Here we go.
Hey, Minty.
Hello.
Hey.
How about that stream? That was awesome.
It was
That
fucking
was
lame.
awesome.
It was fucking lame.
How could you?
I love the hell cry bit. Wild was like, wait, is that hell cry? Hello, Andrew.
Hey,
Hey,
how's everyone doing?
greetings, Andrew.
Going good. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was. It felt really good. I was super excited for it all day. And we were like working on the game all day, and the entire time we're like looking at the clock, waiting for it to be 7.
Yeah, it went pretty fast for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the little avatar you got there, like in the middle of the stream.
Yeah, that's to represent
you should
Chris.
pet him on his head. Like, give him a nice
Pretty
little
cool.
pat. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, you just look down here whenever he's talking.
Nice. Yeah, I think we may need to invite Chris to be able to talk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Hey,
I'm
what's
good.
up?
I was just saying, yeah, you could pet me in between, and you're very homely looking, nice, Christmas decorated with the toys and the nice sweaters and everything. I feel very at home here. So nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Chris,
Cool.
do you still have the stream open, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we have some images that people have requested that we show you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the first one is an awesome piece of fan art.
Oh. Probably take the stream a second to catch up. Give it a good old sec there. Ah, that's so cool. My very good lads.
Yeah, Max did that. He's in the chat right now.
Oh,
yeah, hey.
thank you, Max. That's very kind.
Yeah, I thought it was like a really fitting occasion to like make that because like I thought, and what I wanna honor this moment in time, so let me just quickly whip something together over the day, and yeah, that was the result of that.
It is funny, yeah. We made a pair of Super Nintendo. Well, not like exclusively, but like a huge root of inspiration for our respective games are a pair of very good Japanese Super Nintendo RPGs. In that of Earthbound for Y2K and Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars for Tome, respectively. Yeah. So this feels very wholly appropriate, I would say.
Totally.
Yeah. I would have loved to like actually like make like a cool background that's like a mixture like of both and like maybe like color it and stuff, but didn't have time, unfortunately.
I'll have to draw that crossover someday, but that's so cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, really good job, Max.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay,
I
now
like the line
this
work.
this other image, I have to confess, is a little bit more confusing to me.
Maybe I'll be able to decipher it. Let's find out. We'll find out together.
Oh my god, Rion.
I want to say this might be a Hunter x Hunter reference, but I don't know. Because I am one of the Queen's royal guards, after all. And he is a very beautiful butterfly man. I was Shawapoof in Hunter x Hunter.
So cool.
Many years back. Not many years, but a few years. Wow. Well, thank you, I think.
So, Rion,
I don't know what this is.
what did you mean by this?
What did I mean by this? Well, you know, here in the YIIKcord...
Everything.
Yes, exactly. But here in the YIIKcord, we have a culture where we take characters and turn them into funny little critters. We've done it with Rory. We've turned Rory into a funny little cat. We've done Chandra. We've turned her into a turtle. And, you know, one day I saw some people, you know, they were talking about you. And I saw...
Always a good sign.
Yep, always a good sign, of course. And I saw one of them post a selfie of you. And I was like, what if I take this person and transform him into a small butterfly? And I go on Google and I collect some powerful clip art and I attach you on there. And I post it in the chat for everyone to see.
It's a really detailed
everyone,
explanation.
And ever since then, all hell broke loose.
Dear God.
So
YIIKord was never the same.
I love it. I put so much fucking effort into mine, you know, and then you just.
I wish you could take a better pic of me now, because good lord, just from that selfie, like I was thinner then. So yeah, I was a skinny lad when we recorded this game.
Yeah, thank you for confusing us all.
Yes, you're
good.
You're welcome, Brian.
Wow.
So before you two go back into the audience, do you guys have a question as well?
Yeah, I would have one, for example. My question would be with how the game got a more a second wind for the Oni plays, Let's Play and all that. Has the kind of interaction with fans and stuff like that, or people in general requesting for example you I don't know, doing an Alex voice or something like that increased, or I don't know, what are some of the kind of interactions that you have with people surrounding your portrayal of Alex in the game?
It's funny. I didn't get a whole lot. The biggest thing was that when funnily enough, speaking of Chris, when I guested on Oni Plays a year or two ago, I think at this point, Chris I've known for a really long time, since my Newgrounds days, and he's a funny dude, and we're good friends now. And he when I was guesting on his show, funnily enough, to promote Tome, because we were playing that for a little 2-episode quick thing as a guest spot. I was apparently welcomed very much with open arms by his fan community, because oh my god, it's Alex! Yeah, oh my god! And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And it wasn't so much that I got anything one way or the other before that, but it was just an overwhelming amount of people from that one little appearance on there, which was very kind. I thought that was very sweet of everybody. So I don't get requests to I don't get a whole lot of that kind of stuff in general, probably because I haven't been to very many conventions in years. I'd love to do cons again. I would be curious to see if I did public appearances and stuff, if I would get much in the way of can you sign my copy of Y2K or whatever. In fact, actually, what because I'd love to even I have one of those shirts from the ad that you guys gave me way back that I still wear to this day with the cool art with Alex holding his hand up and stuff, the album cover kind of thing. I still have that shirt. I love it. And if I wore that at a con, or hell, I'd even would love to sell a print of Alex or something. I know that's kind of the new way of people doing things there.
Yeah,
we should
I don't know. Make that happen. You should. Brian should give you a design for you to sell.
Oh, we can do that. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
when you
God,
do a con, let
happy
us
to.
know. We'll make that happen.
Please, yeah. If anybody out there, if you want me to appear at your local convention, I guess write to your local convention man and recommend me, because I don't know how I don't know how that works otherwise. But did that answer your question at all? I hope to God. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it did.
I hope so.
Don't worry.
Oh my goodness.
Get ready. You'll probably have to do a couple of those requests today. I assume someone's gonna ask you to do something in the Alex voice.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's not much of a stretch, because it's really just my natural voice. So it's not that hard.
So Rion, do you have a question?
I do. Kirbopher.
Yes.
Do you eat Subway? And if you do, what kind of sandwich do you usually get?
Oh my God. You know what? Actually, I don't really eat Subway. Not really. That's not one of my fast foods of choice. I eat a lot of, in the spirit of your question, I eat a lot of the turkey pesto sandwiches from Starbucks. Probably more so than I should. I'm probably slowly killing myself. Don't eat fast food, kids. Eat actual.
Alas. Great minds think alike.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Good questions. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to invite Serious Lunch into the...
I was
go on.
going to say, hey, before we start this, the way this works is we're on the Discord. I'm going to post a link in both chats real quick. And join the Discord. There's a Q&A channel specifically for this. If you have a question, raise your hand in the Q&A thing. It's a request to speak or whatever. We'll go through the list. and have you pop on. But Neosi, you've avoided being asked a very important question. It's part of the culture here in YIIKord. When you come into the YIIKord,
oh boy,
my good friend Hitori asks everyone, "What is your favorite YIIK track?"
Ooh, gosh, I've got a few. I really like the guest battle track that Toby did. That's an easy one. I do love my main theme, which was funny hearing that remix of it. And when I was listening to the music while telling the story, I was like, it's like riding a bicycle. Ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da da. And particularly the final scene between I don't know how spoilery we're getting with this stuff, but the final scene between Alex and Panda, which I remember we spent a lot of time on, and that was great. The arrangement of it in that scene in particular always sticks out of my mind because it was one of the first finished bits of the final game that Andrew had sent to me a few years after we had finished the recording, and I was like, oh wow. Oh, I'm actually proud of myself in a rare instance, and it just all came together so well. I love leitmotif. I really do. I like that. I like the consistency of my own theme, which is probably a very Alex answer, a very self-important. Like I liked my theme.
It's funny when I had written Alex's theme. People besides not Brian is a man of sophisticated taste. Everyone else on the development team and all of my friends were like, oh, this is good, this is like the best thing you've ever written. And I was like, this is the most simple thing, like how dare you say that? And then it was just a very kind of like humbling thing because it was like this was something that came to me like fully formed in like 20 minutes, and then stuff that I would like labor at and like tear out of myself.
I know. Isn't that so funny?
Yeah.
Isn't that so funny? That's the what I can't think of the word, but like that's art in a nutshell. It's like I did this in 5 seconds and it's the most successful thing I've ever done, and this thing that I labored over for years, like no one cares.
This thing that's the culmination of all my labor.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Drives me nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But I know the OST was something that you in general, like for this game, that you particularly labored quite a bit over. I know that was something that was an aspect of the whole production that was really special to you, Andrew. And I love it. I still have the CD actually with Alex's face in my little thing of memorabilia, which means, by the way, I'm gonna have to get one of those plushies for myself. By the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll make that happen.
I have memorabilia of everything I've worked on that I can find. So.
Nice. Cool. Brian, what's your favorite Y2K track?
That's hard to say because I don't know the titles of any of them. But I love all the new music.
Yeah, the IV stuff is all better.
Yeah. The original stuff is amazing, of course, but the IV stuff just blows it out of the water. So.
Yeah, the IV stuff has been different because I've been producing all of it myself, whereas on the original soundtrack I was working with another producer, and so it was a lot of half my ideas, half their ideas, and kind of an averaging of the two. But it's a lot more cohesive now, I think. I think we should bring on.
I want to hear it all. Yes.
So yeah, I want to get serious lunch in chat. I'm inviting them right now.
Cool.
Well,
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I did not think I would be the first one. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Welcome.
Thank you. For the question, it's for the two brothers. I just wanted to ask, as the game's updated, there's been lots of changes, in terms of lore and how things are presented, the Golden Alpaca stuff. That's the best example of that. And I don't know. I just wanted to ask how much of that was planned, or how much of that was kind of just thought of on the spot as you guys were making it and continuing to develop the game.
The new Golden Alpaca stuff.
Not even just that, in general, how much of the other stuff, the less obvious stuff, in terms of story or whatever, that's either gotten fleshed out, or if it was all always there.
It's a really good question.
Stuff that gets revealed between updates.
So there's a fundamental story structure of the rules of what can happen in the story, and all the new content arises out of that. So it's not all necessarily planned. All the stuff from IV kind of came to me all at the same time. So like when I started writing the short story we just read, that was me trying to figure out a way to redo content from the original Golden Alpaca scene and to find an angle on it that excited me. Because, you know, like that was the scene that like everyone memed on and everyone hated. And Brian and I had talked about improving it, but we didn't want to just like make a slightly better version. We wanted to do something that was interesting to us. So I was feeling particularly creatively blocked. So I decided that I would imagine another creator who wasn't creatively blocked. And then I came up with Kisage X, and I came up with the short story, and from there it was a cohesive idea at the same time. So like this Golden Alpaca, anthropomorphic Golden Alpaca, would come from another IP and be a sort of vision of something that Alex would be obsessed with, and bleed into his reality like all the other breaks in reality are in the game. So that's like the fundamental story idea of things that Alex is obsessed with coloring his breaks in reality. That remained the same. And then from that arose the new Golden Alpaca idea. And along with that, Kisage X and Asuka and the Nameless Child and all of the new IV stuff just kind of, it exploded at once. As soon as I had that one seed of the idea of this outside director working on it, who was like this, you know, 1960s era B horror film guy who was like kind of a has-been in the 70s and 80s. That made it really easy to come up with all these ideas. And yeah.
Yeah, and then after that we had like a sort of skeleton of everything that we were going to do. And then as we sort of worked on it, like scenes influenced other ideas, and that stuff kind of changes a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we did it differently this time. So like when we made the original game, I wrote the entire script because we had never made a 3D game before. We had never done a game with voice acting. And our audio engineer was saying, if we're going to have a big script, I need a bunch of time to edit all the dialogue. So we knew that the script had to be done first, and it kind of put us in a bad situation where the game's story was locked in from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
For IV, we wrote an outline of the whole game, and then we wrote the actual script as we were making the cutscenes. So that way we could decide, is this going to be something that we're showing through a visual, some sort of symbolic imagery, or is it something that we're expressing directly through dialogue? And that made the storytelling a lot better, mainly because when it's a script and it's the outline for the whole game in script form, it has to be interesting start to finish in text form.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not necessarily the best way to tell a game story, but you don't know that until you start making it. And if you've recorded all the voice acting in the beginning and then you make the game, you're locked into that, which is why we now have the delay of IV and the voice acting not being done, because we made all the content first and then we started recording. So it's, you know, it's a double-edged sword at this point.
To chime in on that for a second too, and Andrew probably know of this plight of mine. I did the opposite, where I wrote the script, worked on it for 4 years, you know, over the course of when I was doing the game I was working on, and I saved the voice recording until like the last basically 4 or 5 months of development, and then I decided to do all of the editing myself without a professional's help like we had. And not a good idea, because
it's hard, isn't
ow,
it?
my arms.
Yeah. So you edited all the voice acting yourself?
I literally, yeah, that's why I screwed up my wrist so badly, is because I did it all myself. Yeah. And see the upside was that, you know, because then stuff, especially when you have things like tutorials or like, you know, any kind of last minute changes that you want to make, just little tweaks to certain things or whatever that you didn't realize at the beginning. You know, you can fix that, or even on the fly sometimes or whatever, because it's been so long. But that is also different from project to project. There are some games I've worked on where like they do the voiceover like way in advance, and then other ones where they'll do it as one of the last stages like that. But I was just an idiot and didn't ask for help. So, but it was a really, I know I said this before, but it was a really, really great circumstance on the upside of that, doing all that stuff at the beginning, because again, I can think of like 2 other circumstances where on a video game specifically, you have all the actors together in the room. So all those scenes of the characters interacting with each other, we were all there. Me and Cliff and Melanie and Anthony and Michaela. And the only one I think that wasn't with us was Yuri of Wind, as Rory was not there with us at the time. So I think maybe Brittany filled in for him just at the time.
Yeah, but, Brittany did Rory's lines. Yeah.
Yeah. That was like just that, and it makes, in my opinion, such a big difference, because especially when, so much of the heart of a JRPG is like the character interactions in the story, and if you have voiceover, then it's got to be good. To really have the characters feel like they're together, and these are like regular human beings, a little on the weird eccentric side, but they're still human beings. Just having conversations about music or death or otherwise it makes it all the more effective. So I think that it was a big risk for you guys, certainly, and probably a pain in the ass to deal with from the production side, but I think it paid off. And then the fixes that any other little additional things that we recorded later were easily insertable without it being too strange or anything. So
yeah, I think there was definitely a synergy that came from recording everyone at the same time, and having like, because we built our own audio booth, and we had a whole setup that was much easier than having to book time at a recording studio.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Serious Lunch?
Yeah, that was, to be honest, that was way more than I thought I was going to get, so thank you for that.
Well, hell yeah, you got yourself a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks again. That's kind of it then, I guess, for me.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Good question.
Well, see ya.
See ya.
I want to get... where were they? Sammy Jammy to speak. What's
Sammy,
going on?
Is that you?
Hello.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, this is so cool. Hi guys.
Welcome, Sammy Jammy.
Hello.
What's your question?
Okay, my question. Okay, this is just gonna be a very simple question about my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys like about Sammy?
Oh.
Yeah. That's all I got.
I like that she is very caring of cats. She took very good care of Mustache, and then I tried to do my best to take care of Mustache in her stead. She was very sweet and caring. I never actually, another funny thing, but I don't know if you guys talked much about this, but she was a different actor at the time when we recorded the initial stuff, and then I actually have not met the woman that played her in the final game before, but
Kelly Dugan.
But I remember
is the actress that was used. Yeah.
But so I played off of someone different, but I did remember trying to play into that, just like, like immediate attraction to this kind of mysterious person, and we kind of get put in this sort of adventurous circumstance, and like it's scary but also kind of exciting because of that kind of thing. Yeah, she was very pleasant to be around. An interesting character for the narrative too, to have just like this kind of quick person just at the very beginning of the story, and then isn't really part of it in the sense that the others are, but kind of is at the same time.
Yeah, it's the present character who's never on screen. Yeah,
but her presence is still kind of in the ether.
Yeah.
She definitely leaves an impression on you. Like, she's got a great personality that sort of is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, she's just kind of I don't know, she just leaves an impression. She's fun.
My favorite part about Sammy is the awesome theme that Callum Bowen wrote for her. It's great.
Theme.
It's so good.
I think a really underappreciated facet of Sammy's character is how malleable she is. She can go missing in an elevator or an escalator or a crowd of people.
That's true.
The details are, really
she can show up where you least expect her.
So true.
She is literally everywhere all at once. Anyone, anywhere, all at once.
Good to know.
she's in your dreams, she's in an elevator, but most importantly, she's on ONISM 1999.
Maybe real Sammy was the friends we made along the way.
It's true.
Someone always has to say it. It's unavoidable.
No, Sammy was actually the Dragon Balls, all 7 of them.
Yeah.
All at once. They manifested into a human. I'm gonna shut up now. Don't listen to me.
You're making a new meme curse, Curb.
Oh Lord.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me here. This is really cool.
Anytime.
Can't wait for the update.
You won't have to wait long.
Get Oh, for some reason I can't. Okay, let's get this person.
Here comes this person.
Hey,
Yo.
Seppu, welcome.
Hi.
How's it going?
Yeah. Oh, good.
Question I wanted to ask for you, Curb, is what was your favorite scene voicing Alex for? I know you mentioned the panda scene earlier.
That was a big one. I did also. I hear myself, and I hear the other me. God, there are too many me. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
I think that's from Seppu. Maybe Seppu, mute yourself in between.
No, he's good. He's good.
Okay.
It's actually very fitting that just happened because, and I'm assuming that spoilers are okay because I'm guessing that all of you guys watched this, have all played the game. I loved doing also the. I'm really fascinated by characters that have like multiple kind of versions of themselves that get to interact with each other, and I loved the idea of having the final boss be like all these different crazy like. Psycho versions of Alex from different dimensions and different parts of his mind and all kind of weird tangled together. And I remember we played around a bit with like the subtleties and how they were going to be voiced differently. And I remember that was also something with when we had gone back a year or two later and done a little bit of additional recording to expand upon some of that. I remember doing some different versions as well for that. And that was really cool. But enough about me. I also really liked the kind of intimate, like romantic scenes that I could have with each of the party members, where like with all of them, with Vela, with Mike, with Anthony, with Chandra, with the Essentia. I liked playing the sort of like I'm trying to be hip and cool and kind of flirtatious and fun. But you can't really get away from the fact that I'm just an asshole at this stage of my life,
I have a very distinct memory of you looking up from the script and going, man, he's an asshole.
Man, he's an asshole. Man, I hate how much I'm relating to this character.
Oh, I didn't want to bring that up in case you
no, I definitely remember saying that.
Yeah.
No, but also I realized too is that but also like much like this character, I even back then in 2014 when we did the recording, like I've grown a lot from this person. I've been Alex, certainly, not like one to one, but to certain extents, and I've been that way to my life. And I actually, here I'll out myself because she's sick right now, and I've been checking in on her. I'm much nicer to my mom. I've always loved my mom. I've had a great relationship with her, but we're very Italian, and we yell at each other a lot, and then get over fights like 5 seconds later, as you do. But I'm trying to be much more patient with and nice to my mother now.
It's interesting. A lot of people say that to us. A lot of people go, I have a better relationship with my parents. And the other thing that's weird is people love to DM me to let me know when they've gotten a job. They're like, I'm not like Alex, I got a job. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I would have never thought that people would play the game and go, it can't be like this motherfucker. I gotta get a job.
Well, I would also hope that Michelle Knotts, who's also still a good friend to this day, she's one of the first professional voiceover people I ever met and became friends with. Actually, she's a great person, a great streamer as well. She's out there doing streaming stuff all the time. Having her as my mom was such a serendipitous thing because she's great. She's so good at that kind of character as well, and playing. I remember having scenes with her and playing off of that was so easy because I just had that. Not that she was motherly to me, but she's always been a very, very good friend to me, and I appreciate her much. So shout outs to her. Shout outs to Michelle Knotts. She's great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, Michelle is really great. I also remember, there was a scene. Let me see if I can do the story justice. I think it was when. Okay, so Chris had this tick where every time he would deliver a line and change the page, he would say, "Turn the page, wash your hands," which is a reference to some what is that, Ren and Stimpy?
It was Rocco's Modern Life, Filbert, in the comic shop. Turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands. And then you turn the page, and then you wash your hands.
Okay, so he's completely nailing this emotional scene. And he gets to the line break, and he's like crying, and he just does that same bit, turns the page, and goes right back into the acting. And I'm just like, how does he do this? This is insane.
I forgot. I remembered that I did that. I don't remember doing that, though, specifically. Wow.
It was like he set the whole thing up to get to this emotional climax of the game.
It's pretty amazing. I wonder if we have those recordings.
We definitely do.
I don't doubt it's buried in like a 6-hour long session file.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my god. That's wow. Yeah. Yeah.
So
no.
funny.
Brittany, our director Brittany Lotta, who's also still a good friend of mine. I just went to go see her a little while ago actually. She would once in a while. I think when we did Minotaur, which was like a point and click kind of adventure game thing. I played the lead guy in that actually. He was also kind of a smarmy douchebag where I didn't have to change my voice to him. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with her casting me as this character. I'm starting to take that a little offensively. But I remember we were working digitally with the script. I just had the script on a screen. And I'm like, oh, too bad, no papers. Yeah, she's like, yeah, you can't turn the page and wash your hands, and turn the page and wash. I'm like, all right, shut up.
It was that was a legendary meme. Yeah.
Wow. Oh man. Yeah. Shout outs to any people who, if you get that right, if you already got that reference without anybody explaining it, then you're a cool person.
I had
also
no
probably
idea,
old.
and I had looked at Brittany. I was like, why does he do that?
What is he doing?
She's like, it's part of his craft.
He's a 90s kid. No, it's not part of my craft. I'm just an idiot. Let's not dance around it. Oh, Rocco, I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous.
I thought it was like a concentration mantra.
Turn the page. Wash your hands. And that's why, Rory.
Yeah. That's great.
Lord.
Thank you for all
No
that.
problem.
I love the other Alexes too. Great job on the reading.
Hell yeah. Thank you for listening to me do it.
Okay, before we've got another person on stage, I want to read out a text question here.
Okay.
Sure.
From Senator Vice Arcadia. Is there anything else you can tell us about the reality that's been shown in the new trailers? Seeing Proto Alex robbing the record store is wild.
Yeah, what can I say about that? I feel like I could probably say something. Let me try and be creative for a second to figure out a way to angle it.
Not spoil things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it fun.
There's this idea of Proto Alex being the culmination of all of Alex's failings, but more importantly, it's how Alex wants his failures to be. And I wanted to explore that idea more. And the design for Proto Alex is just so good that when we first started making IV, I had said to Brian, I was like, could you make the king and queen wearing a pinstripe suit? And Brian looked at me and he's like, yeah, I could do that. And then maybe an hour later, he shows me this design with him with the red pants. And I was like, man, he would look so cool with a gun. And then Brian's like, there's going to be a lot of guns in this.
Yeah, we just keep putting guns in it.
Yeah. And it kind of just became like a bit at that point.
We should have called it Y2K Reloaded.
Yeah, Y2K plus guns. Yeah, so all of that is just born out of the fact that it looks cool. So we're like, well, what type of scenarios are interesting? And there's also this idea that symbolically, Alex is robbing from Claudio's reality, taking bits of his life story to add on to himself. He's clothing himself in other people's tragedy. That's kind of his main shtick. he takes Sammy's her whole story and makes it the central point of his life. It's very similar with Claudio. So we're showing that from other angles now. So when you see these glimpses into what you call other realities, you can kind of think about it that way. But you'll see a lot more of that character. He's featured prominently throughout IV.
Okay, so I'm going to invite Gold to the chat. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. I had a question for Kirbopher. It's specific, but it's for my grandma. I'm gonna be visiting her during the summer. I showed her a bit of YIIK, and I want her to I want Alex to say hello to her because I want to show her IV completely, just for her.
Sure. What is your grandma's name?
Her all I know is her as Grandma Nikki. That's kind of it. I didn't ask her for her first name.
Grandma Nikki. Okay. Hey, what's up, Grandma Nikki? This is Alex Eggleston from Y2K, a postmodern RPG, a video game that you should absolutely experience with your grandson now, yesterday, tomorrow, today. All of these things are possible. It's this game.
It's like a light switch. She just turns it on.
It's
it's
almost like he doesn't change his voice at all. It's so
I did want to.
It's all in the tone.
Is Alex YIIK in the room with us
Wow.
right now?
Where is he? Where?
So my therapist asks.
Yeah.
I need to get a better
That
therapist.
was wonderful. That was awesome.
I hope that satisfies you, Gold.
But I was also wondering. How many questions are allowed to be asked by each person?
You can ask another one.
10, obviously.
I give
you
you
can ask
permission.
one more.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was also wondering, what was your most favorite character in all of YIIK, and why is it specifically? Never mind. Never mind. Just why is your favorite? Who is your favorite character? Good lord.
No. What was the punchline? Why is your favorite character?
I was going to specifically say Rory. I was going to say Rory, but what's the greatest character, Rory?
You know what? No. I actually do really like Rory. Even though I know Alex doesn't in the story, I liked Rory as a character because I remember back to the recording again when we did, the really heavy stuff that happens that can happen and cannot happen with Rory. I remember stepping out of the booth and I said, "This is really fast. This is really fascinating to me. I really, really like the idea of having choices because sometimes in games choices can really matter or they just are they barely matter, and to have something as serious as that impact something that desperately in a story was really powerful to me. I remember I think I don't know if you recall that memory, Andrew,
Yeah,
Brian, but that was one moment where I was like, wow, oh my god. And I remember I think Melanie and I played that scene really probably darker than anything else in the whole game.
Yeah.
Rightly so. But no, I do really like Rory. Gosh, I don't know. I've gotten to be really good friends with Cliff Chapin actually now, so I've grown to like Mike more, funnily enough, as a result of that probably. Claudia, Anthony Sardina just cracks me up because he's just so fun. Anthony is like one of the he's just a genuinely naturally funny guy, and not that he's he wasn't doing his own natural voice for Claudio, because Anthony's natural voice is what kind of thing. He's just super chill, laid back guy. I love him. But shout out to you, Anthony, if you hear this. We haven't talked in a while. He's with my agency now, actually, doing voiceover. Which
That's
is
awesome.
Cool.
I remember when I met Anthony being like, "Is this really the guy who did the audition? He's so different." And then he got into the booth and he just did the character, and I was like, "Oh, I guess he's an actor. I guess I don't understand how much they just turn it on." Even you say that it's just your voice, but it isn't. There is a certain
an attitude.
There's an attitude that you bring to it. That's the actor.
Sure, yeah. But I feel like it is funny because I feel like a lot of when I do play leads and stuff, there's differences. Like I think of like in the Godzilla films, like Haruo was like me if I were way angrier.
Oh, that was great, by the way. I watched that. That was really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, if any of you guys haven't seen it, I'm really proud of that, so I appreciate that. I did this trilogy of CG animated Godzilla films on Netflix, Planet of the Monsters and City at the Edge of Battle and Planet Eater, and I played Haruo, who's the main guy, and he was like that. That was one of those things where I'm like, I do feel like I'm playing myself in this situation, but I am channeling a certain attitude that maybe I wouldn't have naturally. And in the case of Haruo, was really like anger and vengeance and desperation kind of thing. And I've had cases like that where like, so I think with Alex, it was like kind of leaning too much into like, okay, if I went a different path in life and I was way brattier and did not have any sense of like, you know, drive and was just so, you know, consumed with like my day-to-day interests as opposed to like, you know, but again, but that's also part of the point. The thing that I always relate him to is kind of is like the Scott Pilgrim sort of arc. I don't know if you've gotten that comparison before, where it's like part of the whole point of the story is like the character going from being a dickwad to being a functional human being to being a good person. And just the difference with Alex is that like his link to being
get there. That's questionable.
No, but also his link to at least being a decent person is intrinsic to the world not blowing up.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I will say it's really funny and somewhat in character for you to go, no, I like Rory.
no, really, I do.
I swear.
You know,
I
swear.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah, saying that in front of that's not the type of thing you'd say in front of like the 2 or 3 girls that you like want to look cool for. By the way, Hellcry, I am watching your speed run that you put up like earlier this year. I'm watching that just in the background just to have something to look at while we're doing this.
So, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on, and yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Nice to see
Shout out to
guys.
Grandma.
Awesome.
Yeah, hope she'll
Shout out.
Let's get Robin.
Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
Robin.
What are you robbing?
Yo, what's up?
Oh, hey.
Hey. So first of all, I just say I've been a fan for you for a while, so it's pretty surreal to like actually be talking to you right now.
Oh, thanks. I'm old. Wait, can I ask a dangerous question? What do you know me for?
Uh-oh.
That's actually related to one of the 2 questions I have.
Oh, okay. Well, then go right ahead. Shoot.
Okay, so I guess I'll start off with that one. What was the creative... I'm sorry, this is gonna throw everything into chaos.
Oh boy.
What was the creative process behind the animation Motherfuckers?
The classic.
Oh my god. Andrew and Brian, wait, have you guys seen that?
I have
you
no
know what he's
idea
talking about?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay. So I made an Earthbound little short cartoon. I don't recommend looking it up because it immediately starts off with problematic language. So apologies. Yeah, it's from 2008. I apologize. That just back in the days of Newgrounds when like
Obama
that was a
era.
punch. Yeah, that was a punchline. Was just like saying like a naughty word. And it's like, haha, that's the joke. Yeah. But I made
what
a
you're
cartoon.
saying is I need to find this right now.
You don't
because
you
it's
don't
so
though.
good.
So I used to I produced these 3 animation collab projects on Newgrounds called the Nintendo collabs, spelled like NIN the number 10 do like Homer Simpson.
By the
Yeah, and so they were little Robot Chicken style vignettes by myself and a bunch of different animators, and a couple other people wrote on the Cruzito, and some other folks wrote a bunch of them with me. And a lot of them were like old jokes that I had for years, and they're not all that funny. But it was a fun experience because I got to learn how to direct a team of animators and like work in like a big group of people and stuff. And a lot of the animation that, including the stuff that I did, that was I did some okay stuff like for its time. Yeah, a lot of the jokes are either not funny or just don't hold up because they were from that era and it was on Newgrounds. So apologies to anyone that's offended by those if you go look them up. But I did an Earthbound one. Originally, I was actually trying to get another guy. He went by Psychon. He was another animator on Newgrounds, very prominent guy that I was friends with at the time. I wanted him to do it, and the whole kind of concept was I wanted to do Earthbound if it was like South Park, but I didn't want to animate it in the South Park style because I was so used to doing like the paper cutout style kind of stuff for like Parody Rangers and some of the other crap that I did at the time. So I wanted to do proper 2D animation, so I animated it properly. That was a redundant sentence, Chris. Good job. I did that, and it was just, what was pathetic about it was I only played up through like the first like couple dungeons of Earthbound, so I hadn't even really gotten that far in the game. But I wrote this cartoon off of my little bit of experience emulating it at the time. I apologize, I didn't have a copy, and this is before the virtual console release. I apologize. Please don't pirate games. I bought it now since then. Yeah, it was funny, and I remember. I think Kira Buckland, who's now obviously she's known for 2B and Jolene and JoJo, many things. She was Paula, and for some reason I got a kick out of making Paula like, oh, I'm really nice, but actually I'm like a Satan worshiper, kind of thing. I just made her like crazy. Actually, my friend Ben
Representative of the
Diskin,
average Earthbound fan.
Oh, of course, absolutely, yeah. My favorite story that came out of this cartoon was I would do a few voices in these collabs, and I did the voice of, there was like a dog that shows up where like Ness gets attacked by one of the little wild dog enemies, and it's just me going woof. And when I first moved to LA, actually, Brian and Andrew, I think this was before I met you guys. I was going to a live show. This would have been probably a little bit before I went back home to record Y2K with you guys. I was at a live show with Ben Diskin, who's a great voice actor as well. And he was trying to recommend me around to a few different studios at the time because I just moved to LA and I was trying to get the voiceover scene out there. And he said, oh, yeah, dude, don't worry. I submitted I didn't give them your demo. I just linked them that Earthbound cartoon of the dog going woof. And I think they're totally going to call you in for some auditions. And I'm like, you're fucking with me, right? He's like, yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, great. The fact that you've seen that is astounding to me. So,
I would have had a heart attack.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Anyway. I've always loved that part of the animation, specifically when he like beats up the dog and he's like going through all the information on the screen. He's like, does this mean anything?
Yeah, it's just like you got a cookie point. You got a slime point. You got a penis point. I don't know.
And then the fucking animal abuse charge.
You got one animal abuse charge. Yeah, pretty much. Oh Lord. Yeah, you can if you go looking for it, you can find it probably on my channel somewhere. But yeah, I called it motherfuckers because you got it.
Funny.
It's a great title.
What was your other question? Your other less embarrassing question, probably.
No, this one is actually settling a mystery that's and actually some misinformation that's been going around since the game launched.
Oh, okay.
So there's this scene in Y2K that takes place on a bus that everyone knows because Alex calls Vela exotic in it.
Uh-huh.
There has been people saying that you didn't voice that line because you don't sound... Alex in that scene doesn't sound like you for the rest of the game. He has a different kind of cadence to his voice or whatever. But Andrew insists that is you in that scene. So do you want to explain and finally put to rest for everyone at home if that is you in the scene or not?
I mean, I'd have to hear it, but I do remember.
Why would we have a different? It doesn't make any sense.
I was
it's the most ridiculous thing.
I was gonna say, but like I don't remember that at all. Yeah, I don't remember like anyone having to fucking replace me for anything on like a line because I would have if it was a pickup. Yeah, because if it was
just redone it, you would have
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like I had mentioned, I had like a year or two later, I had come back. And we recorded a couple things and like added a couple things that we had done later on. But I think also I even remember feeling gross about because like exotic as the the whole point of that is like that's the most like stereotypically like lame like gross thing to say about like a woman when you're hitting on them. Yeah, it's like oh my god, yeah. So I think I even do remember when we recorded that scene. Which I guess that would have been with like Cliff and Melanie and I forget who else was in the part with us.
Just those three, yeah.
Yeah, I think I even remember saying like, "Ew, gross." Like,
There was a lot of that.
The only reason that I say I would have had to hear it is I'm like, well, like maybe if I heard it, I could understand why like it kind of sounds different for a line.
It's the apprehension in your voice coming through is probably.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, that's
maybe.
probably.
If someone
that's
finds
probably
it, we'll
what
show it
is,
to Chris right now. If someone can get
Yeah,
a no
yeah.
commentary
I can-
version of that, we'll watch it.
Let me just pull that up right now, actually.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm
I
pretty
actually,
sure that we would be exonerated from this weird charge of.
Yes, because like I remember that so distinctly. The first that was like one of the first things I heard someone say when I joined this server. Linguistic is posting it.
This is how gaming rumors start, guys.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
nothing
if you
about
need a
any
specific
game.
scene.
By the way, this is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Sneeze,
I'm looking at this.
Sneeze put it best. Sneeze added me saying you thought the first question was going to cause chaos.
Exactly.
Really, I wasn't prepared for this one.
I can play. I'm gonna play it over the stream just so the audience can hear it.
Is it the YIIKMAS ethnic thing,
Yeah, it's
or
the
is that
ethnic,
hold on?
You look.
I read about it in a Korean newspaper.
Are you
I guess
Korean?
Discord
No.
won't hear this, but
Do
the stream
I
will.
look
Okay, is it the
It's hard to say.
I just meant like exotic. Is it that line or is it the?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of- yeah.
No, that's me. And then the hard to say that you look vaguely ethnic. That line.
There we go. I don't want to hear
People
this
just think this
ever
whole
again.
scene.
Yeah.
Let me see.
There are so many random ass conspiracies about this game.
You know what? I will
It's
say
like we
actually
willed it
here
into existence with the themes of the game.
but I'll answer this. What is nice about when you get to play, and I've had this with leads and even or like when with Reagan on Mob Psycho 100, which a lot of people know me for as well. Like, when I get to play characters like that, the nice thing is that if they're a lead, maybe not always the lead, but a lead. They get to have a lot of emotional range. It was something actually I picked up from Mike McFarland, he's been the director for one of the lead directors on the dub for One Piece. He always mentioned that something he likes to do is allow the lead characters, like especially in One Piece, like all the Straw Hat Pirates, they can have a lot of vocal range within their own voice, so that they don't have to always 100% of the time always be like, this is the character voice. Excuse me, because like with Reagan especially, because he's even more exaggerated and off the wall than Alex is. When times were like, okay, I gotta go over here and do something, or like, what are you doing, kind of thing. So I think that there'd be times like that with him where like, I'm just saying, you look like you could be this, or like, I don't know, or you kind of pushing my voice around to the back of my throat or up into my head or whatever. Just kind of give it on the situation, because as human beings we do that depending on whatever we're faced with in some kind of social situation or whatever. So I think that might have been more of what it was, is like, oh, okay, cool, the pressure's off, I don't have to worry about maintaining a character voice, I'm just being natural. And so therefore, because I want him to be entertaining and not too flat or whatever, and Brittany and Andrew and the others all allowed me to stretch that kind of range vocally, in terms of he doesn't always have to be, hi, it's me, Alex, when I'm talking normally, and Alex when I'm sad, and Alex when I'm angry, or whatever. You could go off the wall with certain things, and as long as it still fits the scenario and it isn't completely taking you out of it or whatever, then it works. So I don't know. I don't know if that really settles the mystery, but I mean, I don't know what more we could give you, man. It wasn't.
It's almost like there's a big variety in how people's voices are.
Yeah.
How crazy.
Almost say vocal range.
Yeah, so
this
wild.
It's like one of those things that I thought was true, because I heard
if they don't believe us and they don't believe you, then I don't know.
You won't believe how much we paid
Then
Chris
Alex
to
YIIK
lie
is
about
real.
this.
Yeah. Also, can I just point out, someone in the Twitch chat said bigger Alex theory, and after seeing that, I tried not to laugh while you were speaking.
I don't know this one.
What does that
What
mean?
is that?
Bigger Alex theory?
It's a reference to bigger Luke theory, which is a theory that in Star Wars, the first trilogy, the
I already
4,
hate
5,
where
and
this is
6,
going.
It's a theory that there is it's a theory that there's a clone of Luke that is slightly, there's a few inches taller, because in a few shots in some of the movies, Luke is taller than one person and then shorter than that same person in another scene.
Hate nerds.
So there's a theory that there's a slightly
Robin,
bigger
for the
Luke.
love of all that is holy, just shut up right now. We don't need to hear this. You are ruining everyone's night with
I
this.
literally knew a guy. This is a total side note, but I knew a guy that was like, yeah, I think that in Dragon Ball Z, like after Frieza kills Vegeta on planet Namek and then he gets brought back to life, he gets replaced with like a different guy who's just like a big like loser because like Vegeta becomes like an idiot and then he like loses every battle and then I hate his character. I'm like, okay, you're fusing your opinions into this theory, so this isn't an actual theory. This is just you don't like Dragon Ball after the Frieza arc. Okay, bye. I don't want to know
Sounds
you.
good, like Alex.
What a nerd.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this is a personality defect that we have to stamp out in the next generation. We need to change something about parenting. People have a bad relationship with media if they're thinking this stuff.
Wow.
Note taken.
Mark Hamill was standing on a box.
Of course he was standing on a box.
No, he grew bigger.
Oh.
I think your Paul McCartney is dead theory. That's the one I personally subscribe to.
Literally that. So literally,
Thank you for the chaos, Robin.
Yes, thank you.
That was great. It's a great job.
Oh my god.
No problem. Glad to mess everything up.
Yes, and so you did.
Hey, Scott.
I invited Scott to the
Okay,
stage.
so I know we're not really supposed to ask for the one question, but I am speaking on behalf of two of the silent Sammys in our Discord.
Okay. That's fine. No worries.
I'm going to ask a question for Snazzy and for Hattori, and then I have my own question.
Okay.
So my friend Snazzy wants to know, Christopher, what your favorite part of the YIIK I.V. update is, if you have one.
Ooh. Well, we haven't recorded any of my new material yet. So I can't actually answer that question yet because I haven't gotten to see the nitty gritty of everything.
Okay,
what I will say again, in the spirit of your question, I will say the fact that these guys have worked so hard to put everything shown in that update, that much content into just like basically, hey, here everybody, here's like a super edition of the game that you already have, that you already love, and reason to replay it. Like, because I wish I could do that for my own game. I really, really do. And I think it's wonderful that they have the opportunity to do that. And I'm excited for all of you guys that love and adore the game as it is as well. So I can't answer yet, but hopefully I will be able to in the future when I get to experience it all. And then also play it all for myself.
Okay,
so.
Then if that's the case, then I will gladly turn this question over to Andrew and Brian. What's your guys' favorite aspect of the update that you've worked on?
The over 3.5 hours of fully animated cutscenes that we made.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to compete against.
What I'm
I can't believe it's that much. And like
the
the
whole YIIK
cutscenes.
movie.
Yeah, it's like a whole Lord of the Rings movie of YIIK cutscenes. I will say that the cutscenes we've shown off now are the ones that we did first, and they've just gotten better.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
animation has gotten a lot more complex.
It's honestly, it's just better and better and better as it goes on.
Yeah, because we just kept learning as we were making them, and so they get a lot flashier, they get a lot more animated, they get a lot more expressive. But outside
you did show me one. I am remembering that you did show me one of those that I thought was really cool, which I'm excited to see even more of that. So,
and then the battle mode.
Yeah, the battle mode, of course. Is,
the new battle system is really cool.
Super looking forward to everything. I have been counting down the days since I was made aware of the update. My second question that I'm asking for someone else is Hattori's question. This is for Christopher again, sorry.
That's okay.
So, Hattori runs a very awesome YouTube channel known as Alex EGLESTON in the Real World, where they make amazing, just outstanding short videos.
Oh,
Are
boy.
you aware of any? Have you seen any of these?
No, I had no idea, but I'm gonna have to see that now.
Am I allowed
Oh, boy.
to link you just one of the videos? That is
Please,
perhaps
do
my
that. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
some
I
pretty
have
good
to,
stuff.
yeah.
I've seen a few of them.
They're so funny.
Okay.
I've got to see that.
Shoot, I have to pick my actual favorite one.
No, it's cool. We can vamp in the meantime. Yeah, there have been so many good memes posted on that. This is not one of theirs, but did you see the Family Guy Alex meme?
That one is so well done.
That
Have you
one
seen
was
that, Chris?
Fantastic.
I might have. I don't remember. You know what? It's funny because a lot of the Y2K memes that I see are literally just like a shot of Alex screaming, like the art of him, like from like his talking portrait animation, and then just like some other inane bullshit like around him.
Okay.
It's such a blur to me that I'm like, okay, sure. I'm glad people are playing the game.
I managed to pin down my favorite.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and send it in the stream Q&A channel so everyone can go ahead and see it. But
okay.
This is actually how I was introduced to most of the fan content of the game. I found this channel before I started playing the game. So it's a very important piece of this like community's history.
It would be really bad if I didn't mention, by the way, this one that's being shown, or that she linked, that Rion made the 3D Alex model head there.
Yes.
Oh my god!
And
Also,
the
Max drew Kirbopher doing the scream.
Sure did.
Wow.
Legendary.
That's
if you
beautiful.
give me a second, I can figure out how to show.
I believe Rion made the 3D
video.
model and MeWe made the music.
Yeah, I think so.
This is making me there was a brief period on my own YouTube channel, which is Kirbopher 15, by the way. That's cool too, Dylan, by the way. I was making like little crappy like MIDI covers in the Google Music Maker, and I realized that, I should have made like Alex's theme in that. That would have been like relatively simple to do. Oh, I love Cat Rory. Why does he look like that?
Rory Cat. That is
Rory
his
Cat.
title.
Excuse me. I'm the child of this community, I guess.
Is that your Rory impression?
This is my Rory impression.
It's fantastic.
Incredible.
Did you know that?
Matt sending it to you.
Did you know that Kingdom Hearts was a video game? Thanks for watching. If you like the video. I'm sorry. I do it with love, Andrew. Please don't crucify me.
I'm not casting any stones here.
He's smiling.
What was the other question?
Oh, sorry. My last
okay.
question. So this is sort of a self-indulgent question, but
That's fine.
my best friend Hattori's birthday is actually in 4 days on the 16th.
Okay.
Would it be okay to request a happy birthday wish from Alex himself to Hattori and Scott?
Hattori, Scott, this is Alex. It's 4 days before your birthday. I don't know what's gonna happen, but if you get this message and I'm not here for whatever reason because I got swallowed up by another entity or something, I don't know. I just want you to know.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. I
really
started clapping.
That was great. That was good.
Thank you
Good
so
times.
much.
I wanted to be part of it also.
Panda is my favorite character, by the way.
Panda rights are panda rights.
Okay,
God.
that was all my questions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Let's get Spence in here.
Let's get him.
We're gonna get him.
Hello?
What's up?
Yo. Hey, everyone.
Spence is here.
I got 2 quick questions directed at
Oh my
Kirbopher,
God.
like everyone else.
Okay.
First, this is kind of an inside joke kind of thing. Can you just real quick say in Alex YIIK, "Hey friend, Todd O'Hara"? Doesn't make much sense, but it makes sense to me.
I'm scared to do this because I don't want this to be
No, it's
something awful.
No, it's just my friend's name. I thought it would be funny.
Todd O'Hara.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Todd O'Hara, Alex YIIK here. That's not actually my last name, but apparently everybody seems to think that is. How are you? Oh, good.
Right. Thank you. And one more little impression thing. I'm a big fan of YIIK, as everyone here probably is. I'm also a big fan of Mob Psycho. Can you do like Reagan and Alex meeting, just real quick, like a funny little 2-line thing?
Oh hell yeah!
1 second, let me get some physicality for this.
At the aerobics.
Hello, I read your sign is and
Get out of my office!
and that's that. There you go.
Oh, thank you. That was perfect. Thank you. All right, that was it. Thank you. You're awesome.
That was great.
He just takes one good look at him and he's like, I just smell trouble and I don't want this anywhere in my house.
Yeah, you could really smell trouble because he hasn't showered in a few weeks.
Oh no. Not that Reagan would know anything of what that's like.
True.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Spence.
Thanks, everyone.
Whoa.
I mean, they asked me, dance monkey dance.
Hell yeah.
As you
Okay, so I've got a quick text question here.
Okay.
From YIIKS. Okay. I'm just curious if Bridget has done / is doing more artwork for IV.
Ooh,
The portraits in-game are some of my favorite pieces of in-game art, and would be awesome to see more.
Thanks. I was the one who submitted this question, actually, because I genuinely think
Oh, and also, if she'll be doing any merch for IV in the future.
Yes, please.
Bridget is doing more art. It's there's some art that she did that is in the game, and then she's doing more stuff that is promotional, that is not in-game assets, but like illustrations of like the new characters and stuff. She hasn't started yet. She's very busy, but she has promised to do it. So I'll let her know that this happened, and maybe it'll inspire her to get started.
I hope she's doing well.
Bridget's doing great. Yeah, Bridget's great. She's just super busy.
I'll bet she's extremely talented. I love her art so much.
She is.
Well, I'm gonna get Festive Green.
Okay. You're also going to bring a person named Festive Green in the chat.
Really?
Yeah, while you're dressed in your Festive Green.
Oh, shit.
Hi.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, man. What up? How is it doing?
How is it doing? It's doing pretty good.
All right. I have two simple questions. I will be spending my question tokens on both. I'll start with Kirbopher.
Okay.
What was your favorite line in YIIK? Because people always have their favorite lines of games, and you know how the YIIK fandom is. Frickin', you know how everybody likes Alex screaming, "What the hell is going on?" And also, nobody cares about your dead sister right now. We almost
which is technically not a line, but yeah.
Yeah, your fans kind of make your your favorite lines for you, to be honest.
Well, I would ask when voicing and recording them, which one was your favorite?
I do remember going back to the final scene with Panda again. There was a little ad lib that I did at the very end of that when Panda starts kind of fading away, and we played around with it. This is why I was really appreciative that we got to kind of build this together, and they actually allowed my infinitely less creative input. All the same, but I had mentioned, it'd be interesting if when and remind me, Panda's I don't really exist, and then he kind of slowly fades back into Alex's voice. I'm just a stuffed panda, and then I ad-libbed the please don't come back, the I need you part, and then screaming Panda. I think that I threw in the I need you, and I know that I ganked that from something else. That I'm trying. No, you know what?
Gotta add that to the reference page.
I do remember what it was. It was I think this is where I stole it from. I'm a huge fan. If anybody knows this older school anime, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Huge
I've heard of
fan.
that one.
Still, I think it's all up for free on Funimation or Crunchyroll. Please watch that show.
If you guys
duly noted, Mr. Fur.
It's so good. And if any of you are fans of Hunter x Hunter, it's the same creator, Togashi-san. And if you like Mob Psycho 100, very similar kind of themes and things. It's really good. It's a huge. It's probably the show that is the reason I'm a voice actor. Period. There's a scene where I won't spoil it in case you guys haven't seen it, but there's a really dramatic thing happening, and a character is possibly going to die, and a girl character, actually voiced by Laura Bailey, who that was one of her first roles ever, long before her critical role happened. And she goes, "Please don't go. I need you." And I always remembered how much that got me. I watched that show as a 12-year-old and all the way up through my late teens, and that just came out when I think we did the second run through of the whole. I think we did 2 passes of the whole scene. And that exchange in particular, like really like, whew, I took like a big deep breath after that, probably of like, yeah, all right, we're making art today.
Very cool, man. Very cool. This is for the brothers. So, with how the Golden Alpaca was remade for it's 0.25 or 1.25. That was the update.
1.25.
I forget, like 1.25. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would the rest of the bosses for IV get a revamp similar to how the Golden Alpaca treatment got it?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
I guess it did work out that way.
It did work out that way, yeah. Like, we added a boss to Vela's dungeon, which previously didn't have one. We added a boss to...
sorry if you hear background noise.
Oh, yeah, I think that's you,
continue.
Festive.
Yeah.
Is it,
Yeah, I was apologizing for background noise on my part.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think that's just the case.
Yeah, especially with the new battle mode, like every battle is different and new.
Yeah, and we made sure that like the pre-boss scenes were more engaging, so they felt more interesting.
Yeah, all the acting is now enhanced by the fact that a lot of these scenes are animated too.
Yeah. So a lot of the performances come through. They hit the height of.
Yeah, like we already had all this amazing acting, but then putting it to motion.
Like, really sells it for them.
All right. I'm excited to see the other Alexes fight in IV. Two last things. Everyone watching the stream, go buy YIIK on Steam, go buy Deviation Perspective on Bandicamp, and go buy the Deviation Perspective book. And also, for the YouTube stream, it's very delayed because I'm both here watching the stream and on call, and it's very delayed. It was like a few seconds to a minute delay when the Q&A started. Just want everyone to know.
Okay, yeah.
That's okay. We'll just push the whole audio back by a whole second. And it'll fix itself.
Desync the audio.
That's fine. I'm eagle-eyed watching the chats for questions in case there are any.
Sick.
All right. Thank you for having me. Bye bye.
Thank you for your questions.
Bye bye.
Okay, let's do some lightning rounds. Getting a little late now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We gotta
Got any
speed
sneeze?
this up.
Got any text questions, Sneeze?
Oh right, sorry. Let's see. Oh, I think we have a pretty easy answer for this one. From Shup. What music does Alex listen to? He's probably a snob for old 80s rock, but I like to headcanon that he secretly loves 90s hip hop.
Down tempo with suggestive lyrics with the female lead.
Sexually ambiguous lyrics.
Essentially big.
Yeah, anything that evokes bisexual lighting he would like. I think
probably. I think he listens to all the small things.
Hell yeah.
Well, if his record purchases are anything to go by, he's got a pretty wide range of interests.
Yeah, he really likes boy bands.
Yeah. I want to invite this person to chat. Teapot. What's up?
Welcome.
Oh my God. It's the real Alex YIIK.
Oh my God.
I can't even believe it.
It can't
All right.
be.
I'm sorry to say that pretty much everybody else has asked the questions that I wanted to ask, but I do have one thing. My friend has been watching this stream, and his name is Billy, and he keeps driving by my house every week, and he throws corn at my windows. So I want you to call him a Dilbert and tell him to stop.
Billy, you freaking Dilbert, stop throwing corn at his house. Or do it. That it's actually kind of funny. If you want to keep doing that, I won't really stop you. But I mean, he asked me to say it.
That's all I've ever wanted. My dreams have come true.
In life. Wow.
Yeah, I think I can die happy.
You know what? It's the little things.
Preacher.
Is that code for something?
Good.
Did we just activate a sleeper agent?
I really hope that these requests I'm granting are not going to be used for ill.
They might be using a court case, but
They just need to train they need to train an AI. They're just gathering info.
No.
See ya, Teapot. Thanks for the wonderful
Thanks
imitation
for
request.
talking to me.
That was great.
No problem. Let's get Shup. I don't know who this person is. It sounds funny.
Oh yeah, they were in a text question. Hi, Shep.
Welcome,
Hi
Shep.
there. Oh my
Sup,
god,
Shep?
I didn't think I was gonna get answered. I thought my text thing got swept away, so I just got in here. But I do have a little request for Kirbopher.
Okay.
Another.
I was wondering if you can refer to my group chat as group chat. Yeah, we have a very creative name. But can you just say, hello, it's Alex YIIK, and can you tell Andrew that he smells? Not the Andrew of the brothers, but my friend.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, let's
This
give
is
you
getting personal. I don't know if I feel like personal.
Don't worry. Everyone knows it. It's basically like a
Hey,
unknown
group chat,
secret.
group chat. This is Alex YIIK. Again, that's not my last name. It's Eggleston, but I mean, whatever you say. Andrew, you smell. I don't know what you smell like, so you might smell good for all I know. But apparently you smell in general. Just wanted to let you know that.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
That
And
was
also,
awesome.
I love your work as Reagan.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Amazing.
it.
You sell it so good.
Thank
But
you.
Thank you all.
We just wrapped that up this week, or this past
Oh.
week rather. So there's a couple episodes left of the show now.
Oh, I'm excited for them.
Blew my voice out on the on the finale.
No, I bet. I've read the manga. I can't wait to see your performance.
Yeah, it's crazy. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, all right.
Thank
I
you.
invited Vivi to the chat.
Vivi.
Hello. So I've just got one question mainly for the Allison brothers. So for IV, just a question. Are there any more romance routes available? Like any more options like that?
No comment.
Yeah, no comment.
I see. Alright, I'm tapping my fingers together like an evil villain. Thank you for this.
Cool.
All right, thank you, Vivi.
Let's get Ace.
Feel like you just made someone's day in a weird way.
And I didn't even answer the question.
Yeah.
Hey, Ace.
I don't know anything. I just wanted to laugh evilly.
All right, hey Kirbo, just two quick questions. First of all, what is your favorite deli sandwich?
My favorite deli sandwich?
Second deli question. This is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm a greasy Italian New Yorker, so I do really like bagels with cream cheese. That's an old classic of mine. I mentioned earlier I've grown to really like turkey pesto sandwiches, and I like egg and bacon on a roll sandwiches as well. A lot of those are my usual go-tos. And now I really want one of those, God, but I can't leave my house because I'm recovering from the Rona. So,
Oh, the worst.
yeah.
And for my second question, if you had to pick one of the characters you voiced to live in your brain as a horrible, deformed thought form, which do you think you could survive the longest with?
Oh dear God. I mean, I feel like you
Such
know
a
what?
good question.
Okay, that is a really good question. I'm gonna answer in a weird way. I'm writing I'm also as a weird plug for myself. I am writing a feature animated film. It's an IP that I've had for a very, very, very long time. It is it's a story that it's a thing that predates Tome, actually. Yeah, and the main character of that is probably the answer to that question, but I can't really elaborate beyond that. But I'll say that would be the answer. Is there's a lot of stuff that kind of deals with the way that you worded that question a little bit. So it's actually once again one of the major reasons why I immediately found Alex so fascinating, and why I really liked the multiple incarnations of him. And
And one more thing, could you do a quick 20-minute ASMR of Alex eating a ham and cheese sandwich?
Yeah, just real quick. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, real quick.
You got 20
There you go.
minutes? Yeah,
if you slow that down to about 20 minutes, you'll get what you want. I'm just that good.
Thanks, Ace. Okay, so I think we probably have to wrap up because our camera's dying.
Oh no!
Wow.
Yeah.
How about one more?
One more. One more. Make it a
could
good
you
one.
read the one by Post Elvis?
Oh yeah. We got a text question from Post Elvis real quick. Andrew, who are some of your favorite composers and inspirations for the OST?
Favorite composers: Sergei Prokofiev, Gustav Mahler, Ennio Morricone, Now, none of those are inspirations on the soundtrack in any way. I mean, in some way they are, because I studied their music. But for the IV soundtrack, Sophie Tucker, St. Vincent, and I want to get their name right. Let me just get the name of this composer. Lele Marticelli, the composer of the HBO series The Young Pope. Those are like the primary influences, I think, on the new stuff.
Those were like the coolest like names I've ever heard in my life, by the way.
Yeah, they all have cool names for sure.
Could I ask a quick request of Kirbopher?
Why not?
One more for the
Just
road.
do it.
All right, thank you. Chris, could you do me a solid and shout out my friends Tack, Wild, and Gav?
Hey, Tack, Wild, Gav, you guys sound like a fun bunch of people to have a party with. You want to do Y3K together with me? This is Alex, by the way, if that wasn't clear. Let me know. My number is boop.
Oh, Chris, I have a request. My dry cleaning. I need you to get it for me.
Oh, yeah,
I can't be bothered.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, I got it. No worries. Wow.
Okay, I think that's got to be the end.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Chris, thank you so
Yeah.
much. You did such a good job reading the story. It was awesome.
I'm thank you. I hope I did it justice.
No, it was awesome. You did such a
it
good
was
job.
above and beyond what I thought it would be.
Yeah, you could have
Oh,
just come
sweet.
through and just read it, and I would have been happy with it. But you performed
No, I
it. Yeah,
wanted to give it some character. Absolutely. Well, maybe we'll do an audiobook at some point.
yeah, that would be
wow.
awesome.
Well, hey, just one last little quick plug. It's funny because Reagan's come up a couple times. If any of you guys are interested, if you follow me on Twitter, which is @Kirbopher, I've linked it in the chat. I'm putting out a little animatic, little cartoon thing that I did. For those of you that,
fuck yeah.
if you guys remembered the Tumblr Sexy Man tournament thing that happened between that was like down to the wire between Reagan and Sans from Undertale. So, and then Toby Fox wrote a little like mini fan fiction about it. I actually went ahead and I got the narrator from Mob Psycho to like voice that, and then I did an animatic of it. And it's really funny. And then my friend Michaela, Toxic Soul 77, great artist, she animated a shot of it, and it just straight up looks like Mob Psycho, like the actual show.
That's so cool. That's great.
It's just it's like an extended shit post that I'm really proud of. I'm gonna post that tomorrow before the second to last episode of the season comes out. Yeah, so we've got 2 episodes of that left. And yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, I do art. I'm on YouTube. I do streams and animation, and I'm working on some new things, including that movie. I just started a TikTok recently, which I'm currently for 15 on that. I'm trying to do some stuff with that. So I'm all over the place. If you guys wanted to see the other things that I do, other than saying whatever you want as Alex Eggleston, not YIIK, you can find me on I'm most places. I'm Kirbopher or Kirbopher15. Andrew and Brian, it was a gift, this character. That was such an honor to be part of this project. I will come back anytime you want. I would love to play the game. I'm very excited to play the new update when it's out. And everybody, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy anything to celebrate. We'll catch y'all next time.
Thanks a lot.
But Kerb, before you go, is it Eggleston or Eggleston?
I thought it was Eggleston.
The game says both. The game says both.
Eggleston?
Oh no! Which came first, the egg or the eagle?
The chicken or the Eggleston?
Figured it out.
The truth is, YIIK came first.
Thanks for coming on.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, before we end, I just gotta say thank you to Linguistic Spaceship, to Sneeze, to Minty, to Hellcry, to Rain, the server owner, for hosting us and doing an awesome job with the moderation. Thanks to everyone who asked questions. Thanks to Asleep on Stream / Hellcry for making the awesome visual presentation that we used for the story. It was really cool having everyone check this out. Please buy some merch to support the development of this very expensive free update. Thanks a lot, guys.
You've all been awesome.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Have a good night.
Catch you later.